Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to the channel for a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Now, in today's video, it's going to be a little bit of a discussion on 5 things that I wish they had added to Star Wars Battlefront 2 before ending online content and support. Now, as you guys would have heard recently that Battlefront 2 is no longer getting online support, and we recently had the last patch which did tweak some of the hero balancing, as well as a few other bits and pieces in terms of bug fixes, but that was the last update for Battlefront 2. We are no longer getting any online support or future online content. There's no new characters, no new skins, no nothing. Everything that we were hoping for is now done. There is nothing else coming to Battlefront 2, and it sucks, and a lot of people are devastated, but I just thought I'd go ahead and make my list on the things that I wish they had added to Battlefront 2 before they had actually closed support. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to agree with this list, so make sure you watch all the way through, because I'm sure some of you guys have some suggestions at the end of the video as well, and I would love for you guys to drop them down in the comments below and keep this discussion going, because I could probably do a part 2 to this video. Anyways, if you are new to the channel as well, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for all future videos in Star Wars gaming. I will not only be covering Star Wars Battlefront 2, but I'll also look to cover other Star Wars games coming in the future. So if you guys want to stay up to date with that, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell turned on. Anyways, getting into it, the first thing that I wanted to talk about, and the first thing that I wish they had added to Battlefront 2, I'm sure a lot of you will agree, is Ahsoka and Ventress. Now, there are a lot of issues about Ahsoka and Ventress being added to Battlefront 2. A lot of people thought we were getting them very early on, when we actually found during the General Grievous update that there was a voice line saying the Padawan, which obviously was referring to Ahsoka. Now, Ahsoka, you guys know, is one of my favorite characters in all of Star Wars. I absolutely would have loved for her to be added to the game with multiple appearances like the white lightsabers, the blue lightsabers, the early obviously green and yellow lightsaber that she had. To have another dual wielding saber hero in the game would be absolutely amazing, and then having Ventress as the dark side counterpart to Ahsoka would have made it that much better. Obviously, I've done hero concepts on both of these characters, and you can see them on my channel in the hero concepts playlist if you want to see a full breakdown of how I think they would play in Battlefront 2, but I definitely would have loved these characters to be added. They're so quick, so agile, they would have been extremely fun, and like I mentioned before, dual wielding lightsabers would have been really cool to have someone other than General Grievous dual wielding lightsabers. But on top of that, it could just be more heroes in general, not necessarily just Ahsoka and Ventress. There were a ton of key characters missing from Battlefront 2 that we could have still gotten. Most noticeable at the last update of Scarif would have been Jyn and Krennic. They could have been 2 heroes they could have added, and a lot of people would have been very happy. They were very popular in Battlefront 2015, and I'm sure they would have been in Battlefront 2 as well. But the list goes on. You think of Qui-Gon Jinn, Mace Windu, a bunch of other characters that they potentially could have added. One for me personally would have been Cad Bane. I would have absolutely loved to have seen him in the game, especially after they figured out the dual wielding pistol scenario. It would have been really cool to get a dual wielding pistol hero. But we can't always get what we want, so hopefully if there is ever a Battlefront 3, maybe we'll get some more heroes in general. Anyways, moving into number 2, the thing that I would have loved to see added to the game is more maps for Galactic Assault. Now, Galactic Assault was ignored for a long time, and I know you guys that are fans of Starfighter Assault will say you guys got ignored the entire time, which you did, but Galactic Assault had a really high player base. Majority of my subscribers in all the polls that I've done between Galactic Assault and Supremacy actually prefer GA over its counterpart Supremacy, so I would have loved to have seen it get a little bit more love, and I think the lack of people playing it towards the end of the game's lifespan is purely due to the fact the only maps we got over the lifespan of Battlefront 2 was actually Geonosis and also obviously Crate right near the beginning of the game, just after the launch in December 2017. Now, not only would I have loved to see maps like Coruscant and Utapau, I would have also loved that the maps that got added to Supremacy were added to Galactic Assault as well. You think of the likes of Felucia, Agent Kloss, and Scarif, you can play them in the other game modes, but you cannot play them in Galactic Assault. I really would have loved it if they could have finished off Battlefront 2's last update by adding these maps into the rotation of GA, or a modified version of them anyway, and I think it would have been really cool to see, and a lot of the fans would have been super happy, and it would have kept people playing Galactic Assault for longer with these new maps in the game. Obviously, if you do still want to play those maps, you can always do so in Supremacy. For me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Supremacy game mode, but if I do feel like playing those maps at any point, I know where to go. It just would have been kind of nice to have them in Galactic Assault as well. With that said though, that brings me to number 3, and number 3 on my list is melee style reinforcements. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean super close quarters melee attack reinforcements. The Magna Guard, a Jedi Temple Guard, Praetorian Guard. With these melee weapons, I think these reinforcements could have been so much fun. 1, you saw a lot of cool movements like the BX Commando Droid's Vibro Sword and the KFX Spy's Baton. These sort of movements could have been incorporated into some really cool reinforcements, especially the Magna Guards with their Electro Staffs. I think they would have been insanely cool weapons to use in the game, and I really think it was a missed opportunity when General Grievous came into the game to add the Magna Guard in behind him as a reinforcement. Even if it took a few more months, I would have absolutely have loved to see this added to the game, and then having a light side Jedi Temple Guard as a counterpart would be really cool as well. But again, we did get plenty of reinforcements added to the game, so that was really cool too. It's just there would have been a few that I would have preferred to see towards the end as well. Now, number 4 on the list is a big one, and I know a ton of you guys are going to agree with me on this. It is private matches. Now, private matches were added at the end of Battlefront 2015's support, and everyone was really hoping that they could do the same for Battlefront 2. However, we never actually ended up getting private matches in the game. The beauty of private matches was that even with the game dying and slowly decreasing in player numbers, people like myself as a content creator or anyone that had a whole bunch of friends that were playing Battlefront 2 at any point could always go into a private match. If we had private matches in Battlefront 2, we could always match up with our friends no matter how long a time it had been since Battlefront 2 support had ended. I could go 2-3 years from now, go back to Battlefront 2 and hit up some of the boys and be like, yo, let's jump on and play some heroes versus villains in a private match. Let's play some Hero Showdown. Let's get a 20-man squad of subscribers, and I'll go up against Sammy with a 20-man squad of his subscribers, and we'll just run a full game of GA and run through each other. That would be absolutely amazing, and I really think it's a big missed opportunity that DICE didn't add this to the game before the end of its support as well. And last but not least on the list, more hero appearances is the final thing that I would have loved to see added, although there probably is a secondary list that I could do, but these are just the first 5 off the top of my head that I could think of. More hero appearances would have been absolutely amazing. Yes, we did get some cool appearances towards the end of Battlefront 2, however, there was still some really key ones that were missing. Most specifically for me is the old Ben Kenobi. I would have absolutely loved to see an Alec Guinness style skin for Obi-Wan in the game. Not only that, but Endor Luke was seriously missing too, because we did manage to get Endor Han and Leia, but we didn't actually get the Endor skin for Luke. I feel like this one wouldn't have been super hard to do. You take the poncho and the helmet off Leia and you throw it over the top of the default Luke skin. I really don't see it being that difficult, but again, I'm not a game designer. I don't work in video games. I have no idea how much effort this actually takes. It just seems logical that it would be a relatively easy thing to do compared to some of the other skins. Not only that, but the dark side could have had some really cool ones as well, like Battle Damaged Vader that I know a lot of people really requested. Red Robe Palpatine, even though we got the Rise of Skywalker Palpatine skin towards the end, I really think a lot of people would have loved to see him in his Senate robe. So there are a lot of things that weren't added to the game before it ended its support, and I think it really missed out on solidifying itself as a really classic game of all time. Now, to me, in my personal opinion, it is an all-time great game. It made one of the biggest comebacks of all gaming history. However, it still left a lot to be desired at the end of its support. Now, with all of this said, guys, I'm sure there is plenty of things you would love to add to this list, so make sure you guys drop it down in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys thought, not only of my list, but also what you thought could have been added to the game on top of that. But with all that said, I am going to get out of here. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Remember to smash the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell for more Star Wars gaming in the future, because I definitely will be sticking around even though Battlefront 2 is finished. As always, thank you guys so much for watching today. I will see you in the next video, and may the Force be with you always.